Bitcoin has seen an explosive couple of days here, and I'm just absolutely welcome the volatility, absolutely loving it. I did go over some of this volatility that we had yesterday or the day before. I had kind of gone over what happened there, what led me to take a short up here to the downside here. Basically, since we had such a parabolic move, and again, I had missed this entire move because I was sleeping, but when I woke up, then we just had this little break in structure here, so I wanted to try and play the downside because I figured there was an excellent chance that we just BART right back down since there really was no consolidation on the way up there. But that move, what happened here is basically right after I went to sleep, we got this bullish cross on my favorite indicator here, flipping the 1 hour trend EMA to bullish. And you can see that we just absolutely blew up from there. So yeah, just that provided a whole bunch of volatility for the markets. Absolutely beautiful. In yesterday's stream, right at the beginning of my stream, actually just minutes before the stream, I had mentioned to the MDX Algo Discord group that I was taking a hedge long on my short. I still had a bit of my short position open down here, but I opened a hedge long here just because, again, I saw this potential break in structure. We had this low, lower low. Here's our lower high between those two. So we ended up breaking that. We had upward trending W's as well on the Algo 3 once again. You can see that we just had these bottoms just setting higher lows. So it was looking like we were going to push us through. I actually closed a lot of it very quickly right around here just because we were getting that potential rejection signal right at the 1 hour trend there, which was bearish at the time. But after we broke that, I mean, that was just confirmation that I had made the right decision by opening a hedge long just in case and just protecting myself because I didn't really want to close my short yet. I ended up getting stopped out on the rest of my short in my stream at 26,422.2 was my stop loss on the rest of my short. So that played out beautifully. And I still have a quarter of this hedge long open. And I also have a hedge short on that position now. When we end up getting these nice moves, I don't mind trying to hedge both ways, just so that, you know, if I don't want to close one position, but the trend kind of starts to reverse on me, then I can still end up making a little bit of profit. And if the trade does go against me, like I might end up getting stopped out on this hedge short that I had opened. If that happens, then that's fine because I still have this long position open here. But yeah, I went over that in my stream. I also took a little bit of a link short, just a scalp during the stream, which played out in our favor as well. Closed half of it right before it reversed. But what I'm looking at right now, you guys, let's just go into why I took this little short here. This potential, well, just a hedge short basically, which again, it might get stopped out soon. But it was looking like we have this little triangle pattern here. I'm actually going to adjust this very slightly because I like my perfect wick touch points. So we have our first touch point, our second touch point, and we never did have a third exact touch point before breaking out. So I'm still considering the fact that this might just be a fake out. We're going to have to see. But what more so led me to take my position here is we did at the time, I mean now things have changed a little bit, but at the time we had these downward sloping W's on the top as well as on the bottoms here. So basically that's another thing I've been pointing out in a lot of videos, you guys. When I'm scalping, I give a lot of weight to which way the W's are trending when I'm kind of looking at which direction I should be trading the market. Right now, we do in fact have mixed signals on the 1 minute. But again, that's what led me to take this little bit of a hedge short here. And if it gets stopped out, that's totally fine. But yeah, just right now looking like we're kind of struggling with this little pennant formation here. We'll have to see. I'm hoping we get rejected so that I can lock in some profits on the short before continuing to climb with my long position. But let's just go over a little bit longer time frame here. Actually, this is another thing that led me to take that position. Is we just this is actually, I got to give a shout out to Thumpcase if you happen to see this video. This is a bit of his strategy, but throwing on a whole bunch of these Algo 3 trends, and basically anything from 1 minute to an hour, I have all those trends up here. So another thing that was going for this decision was with those downward sloping or downward trending W's, we also started getting some bearish crosses on some of these time frames. So that was just another reason why I took this little bit of a head short. Again, if it gets stopped out, that's fine, because that just means that my long is in an even better position. So I'm totally okay with that. A few things to look out for on the longer time frames, though, you guys. I'd mentioned this in my stream yesterday as well. Just a few levels to watch out for is even though it feels like we're going parabolic today, on the grand scheme of things, when you look at the daily chart, we still have a few things to be cautious of. Again, we have these W's trending to the downside, which that's the first time we set a lower high W, basically since, well, way back here. Way back in October of that was last year. So these W's have just been trending to the upside for quite a long time. So to see that little bit of a warning here, just something to be cautious of. As well, the Algo 3 is printing these supply zones, just showing a little bit of resistance. So yes, even though we're at this purple line, support is support until it's broken, but we are just coiling up right now. So I mean, this is basically our third touch point on this daily trend line. 1, 2, and yeah, that would be our third that we just got today. So I'm interested to see what happens here. We never did really get a breakout of that. In my video yesterday, I have adjusted this line very slightly since, just because it turns out I was just slightly off my line yesterday. But either way, looking like a third perfect touch point there. So there's just no doubt about it. We are currently at strong resistance for Bitcoin. So just proceed with caution, you guys. I think we're just kind of coiling up in this real tight range here. If we keep tapping away at that support, I mean, there's absolutely the possibilities that we just kind of capitulate a little bit, or what it'll feel like that, just because we haven't seen such downside volatility in quite a while, basically since this move here. So to see something like that again would actually take us down basically to this demand zone down here, which would be all the way down at like 20 to 19,000 US dollars. So right now, obviously we have to play the chart as it comes to us. This is just potential scenarios to be aware of and just to be cautious of moving forward. Yes, it's absolutely possible that we break out of this daily downward sloping resistance line, flip that resistance into support, and then in that case, maybe we start to see the price start climbing higher again. But again, just no matter which way you look at it, even if we get some kind of a pump to the upside, there's just more resistance there, right? So let's look for another level to be cautious of. I think I pointed this out yesterday as well. Actually, right between those two supply zones would be my favorite 786, 886 Fibonacci pocket. So basically this whole area here is strong resistance, and I know from a bullish perspective we don't want to see that, but it is what it is. So just be cautious, you guys. What else can I look at here for you real quick? Looks like things are trying to cross bullish again. We see these W's are now trying to trend to the upside as well. So we might see another pump coming in the near future for Bitcoin. I mean, that's one thing to consider, you guys, when you zoom out here, even though it's just the 1 minute. Here we can tone her down a little to the 5 minute. But that is a nice looking trend right there. The fact that, you know, we set this high back here and we actually broke above it, came back, retested that level perfectly as support. I mean, maybe the bulls do have a little bit more room to the upside. It's also possible we just find, you know, a bigger range like this. We just kind of stay range bound for a while. It's tough to say, but right now I'd say momentum's definitely on the bulls side. The only reason I opened a short was just because of those couple of reasons that I showed you guys, but it's more of a hedge than anything. It's a smaller position than my long, and it's just so that I can make a little bit of money if my long does need to pull back a little bit is all. If just looking for where I would like to see support, if we do pull back. This would be the 1 hour trend down here. And actually it's interesting, it's lining up perfectly with one of the support lines that I had mapped out just very recently here. But that's the 1 hour trend right there currently on Bitcoin. So as long as we have that 1 hour trend support, I am more so favoring the bullish side, even though, you know, on the daily, yes, I am being cautious because I see bearish potential. But basically the way I'm scalping, usually I'm scalping whichever side of that 1 hour trend EMA that we are on. So I am still favoring the bullish side. But like I said, just a very small hedge short basically for my blue dotted line there if we do happen to pull back. So anyways, guys, I think that's about all I wanted to go over real quick with you guys today. One last thing I wanted to go over with you guys on the daily chart here is just the fact that, you know, back here we did in fact break some serious market structure. This was a very strong level of support. It was obviously trending since all the way back in January, so this whole year basically, and we ended up breaking that level. And not only that, but we got a perfect retest on that support resist flip there. So even if we do get some kind of a rally here, that's just another level of resistance that we may end up testing again. And it was lining up so well. I don't have the Algo 3 indicator on this chart right now, but this was lining up with a supply zone basically at that resistance, which is also this structure here. So I mean, there's a lot of confluence for resistance up ahead for Bitcoin, even if it does get some kind of a relief rally. And to be honest, I get similar vibes to back at this level. Maybe you guys were around for this, but when we broke a very similar type of trend line, this one was actually a little bit bigger, but very similar feel to it. Then, you know, when we ended up dropping that support finally, you can see that it just flipped into resistance so strongly. So the fact that we saw one rejection already, I really wouldn't be all too surprised to see another rejection off that level if we do end up getting a little bit of a pump here. So just a few levels to be cautious of, you guys. The bulls are showing strength. Like I said, that's great, but it's always good to be aware of both potential scenarios. So if you appreciated this video, please do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you want access to these beautiful indicators, as well as being a part of these live streams and other coaching events put on by myself and others in MDX Crypto's VIP Discord, there's a 15% discount referral link down below to join. And of course, I will be doing my trading on the MEXC Crypto Exchange, where they're currently offering my followers up to $20,000 US in trading bonuses and 10% reduced trading fees. There's no KYC, access to insane amounts of leverage for degens such as myself, not financial advice, and plenty of trading pairs. You'll find my referral link down below for that as well. And with that, I'm out. Stay safe, my friends. Peace.